Ok, buenos días clase. Estoy aquí para hablar sobre capítulo 2A y 2B. Vamos a hacer dos capítulos en uno porque me encanta 2A y no me gusta 2B. Okay, we're gonna do chapters 2A and 2B together. All right, I love 2A and we're just gonna throw some things in from 2B. It's not my favorite, so we're gonna kind of not spend a whole lot of time on 2B. Okay, I hate that I'm not with you today because for our first day of live instruction. I can't wait to start that live instruction with you guys. But today and tomorrow you have some activities to get you started with vocab. So hopefully when I get back on Thursday and we're with live instruction, you'll be ready to use that vocab and we can go into present tense verbs. And I'm super excited. I know that you guys are ready to do that. Okay? Entonces, capítulo 1 or 2A y 2B son sobre las clases. Vamos a hablar sobre la escuela y las clases. We're talking about school and your classes in this chapter. Y la pregunta es, ¿cuáles clases tienes? Which classes do you have? Okay? En parte yo puedo. At the end of this chapter, you need to be able to say what classes I have and what periods I have them in. Okay? Describe your schedule to me. Okay? You're going to be able to describe your classes, talk about what you need in each class, who teaches the class, what that teacher is like, what you do in each class, whether the class is hard or easy or fun or practical or boring. Okay? And you're going to be able to conjugate present tense verbs. You already learned how to conjugate ser, and that was tricky. You did it. Okay? You're going to learn how to conjugate present tense verbs in this chapter. That's our big step, okay, for this chapter. You're going to describe the location of objects in our class. Okay? So like the pencil is on top of the desk. Stuff like that. Okay? A ver, tenemos las preguntas personales. Okay, remember from our conversational assessment that we did last time, these preguntas personales son muy importantes. Okay, we need to look at these so that we can be prepared to be able to answer these by the end of the chapter. Okay, ¿cuántas clases tienes? ¿Cuáles clases tienes? ¿A qué hora tienes la clase? ¿Cómo es la clase? ¿Quién enseña la clase? ¿Qué necesitas en la clase? ¿Qué haces en la clase? ¿Cuál es tu clase favorita? Y dónde está, okay? These blanks will be filled in with classes, okay? And this blank down here is going to be our location question. Where is something located, okay? Entonces, hoy vamos a empezar con el vocabulario, okay? You guys spent 2 days defining your vocab for this chapter. It seems like a super long list, okay? Today I want to tell you some words that I want you to focus on, all right? We don't need to memorize every single word in this list. We need to be aware of them, and that's why you have them on the list. And then I'm going to tell you some words that you kind of need to focus on today, and we're going to practice saying them together. All right, so if we were on a live class, all right, I would say the word, you're going to repeat the word, all right? So you're going to do that as well, okay? So if you're in class during this time, in a class, you might be awkwardly with your headphones in, saying the word out loud. Okay, and that's okay because everybody else has their headphones in and saying the word out loud too. All right, so you're not alone. Okay, entonces, vocabulario. We need to know our classes. So put a star by this part. Las clases. This is important. Okay, esos son importantes, las clases. We need to know the classes that we have on our list. Okay, okay, repite, por favor. La clase de, muy bien, and then afterwards we're going to say the class name, okay, the class of, and then we'll say the class name, okay, so repite, okay, arte, español, ciencias naturales, ciencias sociales, educación física, inglés, matemáticas, tecnología, coro, banda, biología, química, francés, psicología. Muy bien. You may not have all of those classes, okay? Especially your specific sciences, okay? And if you have like environmental science or physical science, you can just say ciencias naturales, okay? If you have any history, ciencias sociales, okay? You don't have to use anything more specific, okay? Las actividades en las clases, okay? Some of these are familiar to you. We need to know these, okay? We need to work on memorizing those, right? Some of these are familiar to you. You've already seen them. These are things that you might be doing in class, okay? So repite. Enseñar. Estudiar. Hablar. Hacer la tarea. Escribir. Leer. Examen. Prueba. Okay? Muy bien. Excelente. Okay? Then we have words to talk about our schedule. El horario. El horario, you see the word hora in this word? Like the hour? Okay? So this is our schedule, what we do hour by hour. Okay? El horario. Right? And if you notice, our hours have the O and the A endings. Okay? Because if we use them with certain things like periodo, if we were to say period, okay, then it would be masculine. But if we're saying the hour, right, then it's got to be feminine. So la primera hora, la segunda hora, la tercera hora, okay? It has to match with those A's. So the most of the time, you're going to see these words, you're going to use them with the A, especially in this chapter. Okay, so repite, por favor. El horario. La hora. Okay, and since we say them mostly with an A in this chapter, let's practice them with that A ending, okay? Primera. Segunda. Tercera. Cuarta. Quinta. Sexta. Séptima. Octava. Novena. Décima. Muy bien. Excelente. Okay? Las materiales para la clase. Okay? We're going to get used to using these. Okay? Las materiales para la clase. Okay? Necesitamos estos verbos. We have this verb from necesitar, okay, to say that I need. All right? Necesito. Necesitas. Okay? Necesito is I need. Necesitas is you need. Okay? Okay, vamos a repetir esas palabras. Okay? Calculadora. Muy bien. La carpeta de argollas. La computadora. La hoja de papel. La mochila. El diccionario. El lápiz. El bolígrafo. El marcador. El cuaderno. Okay, and we talked about necesito y necesitas. Okay, para describir las clases. Okay, esas son palabras para describir las clases. So we're describing classes. Here are some words. So it's la clase So when we describe, our adjective has to match in number and gender. All right, so that's why we have some endings, aburrido and aburrida. Okay, remember if it ends in a consonant, it can be for either or. All right, if it ends in an E, it can be for either or. All right, so we're fine with la clase. All right, to describe that. Okay, repite. Aburrido. Difícil. Divertido. Fácil. Favorito. Interesante. Importante. Práctico. Más que. We're going to describe our classes more than we're going to compare them as well. All right. Objetos en la clase. Okay. On this part of your vocab, I want you to be aware of them, of these objects in the class, but I don't want you to spend a lot of time memorizing these words. Okay. These are more to just be aware of. So let's repeat them. Okay. So that we know what they sound like. All right. But we're going to practice them, but not really spend a whole lot of time with these, okay? Repite. El escritorio. El pupitre. La bandera. El cartel. La papelera. La silla. La pizarra. La puerta. La pared. La ventana. El reloj. Let's say that one again. El reloj. El sacapuntas. El estante. Muy bien. Okay. ¿Dónde está? Okay, is our question for where things are located. All right, we use these phrases as prepositional phrases to talk about where things are located in our classroom and in other locations. Okay, I do not want you to spend a ton of time on memorizing these phrases. Okay, we'll have this vocab sheet as a reference and we'll just be aware of them. Okay, all right, so repeat after me so we know what these sound like. Al lado de. Allí, aquí, debajo de, a la derecha, a la izquierda, delante de, detrás de, donde, encima de. Okay, we'll get to this part of the de la or de later. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll get to that part when we talk about our grammar. Okay, otras palabras y frases. Okay, on these, we actually do need to know most of these. These are helpful. Okay, all right, these are some other useful words or phrases that we're going to need in our chapter. All right, so you're going to repeat them after me. I. Nope, it's not hey. Okay, and so let's do this one again. I. Tengo. Tienes. Para. Almuerzo. A ver. Mucho. Muy bien. Okay. Hoy ustedes van a practicar el vocabulario con conjuguemos. Remember, we're going to continue that good habit of playing that conjuguemos game once a night. Okay, so we get familiar with our vocab. All of your vocab is going to be on there. Okay, or the majority of your vocab is going to be on there. So practice with those words on there. Okay, also you're going to read about schools in Latin America. And you're going to read and tell me what are some of the differences between schools in Latin America and here. All right, so you've got an article that you're going to read. Make sure that you follow the process where we read, we underline, or we highlight new words. And then we make an educated guess in the comments about those new words. Okay, don't spend time on the dictionary. You can figure it out by making an educated guess. all right? Then you have a table instead of a Venn diagram, okay? You have a table to compare las escuelas en América Latina, schools in Latin America, y las escuelas aquí en los Estados Unidos, in the United States. Okay, so what are things that are about just these schools, okay, in Latin America that you learned from the article? What are some things that are just about schools in the United States? This is your knowledge about your school and schools in our area, okay? Y las dos, okay? What are some of the similarities between the two schools? All right, and we're going to learn a little bit about that because we've got to have some cultural mindset as well as we learn about schools. Okay, then the next few days, all right, you're going to be practicing this vocab through a lot of activities. If you have any questions, send me a text or a remind, okay, or comment on the assignment, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Adios.